I want to welcome you out today. Yesterday was a day we didn't have school. And a lot of teenagers wonder why. They know it's Dr. King's Martin Luther King Day. But do we really understand what that's all about? And so today, I want to take you through a journey. And we're going to talk about Dr. King and the legacy that he left. We're going to talk about what it meant back in the 60s to be an African American in the United States. I'm going to share with you a piece that I wrote. I'm going to share with you a video that some kids that started at Westlake Junior High School and actually came here to Granger put together. And then I'm going to share with you a speech that we'll talk about a little more that most of you are familiar with. That speech is called I Have a Dream. And I'm going to do a couple of minutes of that. And then we're going to, hopefully, if we have time, we're going to wind it up and have a little fun. We're going to interact a little bit today. And we're going to find out that we are more alike than we are different. I don't believe you heard me. I said we are more alike than we are different. There you go. Thank you, Granger. And I thought, wow, man, that is so true. You don't know what difference you can make until you try. Because too many times, as people on this earth, we give up before we give it a try. We get tired, or we run out of energy, or we don't want to talk anymore, or we don't want to proceed anymore, we don't want to move forward. But she challenged me that day. And so from that day forward, I started to learn about Dr. King. I started to read everything I could read about the man. I just consumed every last bit of what he wrote. And let me tell you, folks, there is no better orator in the world. Dr. King was a special man. Dr. King had a special message. Dr. King is someone who stood up when everybody else was down. Dr. King was the voice when no one else could speak. Dr. King had a philosophy that it didn't matter the color of your skin. What mattered was the content of your character. That's what Dr. King believed. Thank you. And so what I want to share with you today, which I've shared literally hundreds of times in the last 20 years, I want to share with you today one of his well-known speeches. Anybody got any idea what that is? I Have a Dream. It is the world-famous I Have a Dream speech that was given to Dr. King, or that was written by Dr. King back in 1963. He delivered this speech in Washington, D.C. Imagine this, if you will, on a hot summer day, August 28, 1963. Over 250,000 people had traveled from throughout the land to be there for this occasion. Over 250,000 people that believed that what was going on in the U.S. wasn't right. Over 250,000 people got together to send a message that they also had a dream. And as that day wore on, speaker after speaker approached the podium. But they were there to listen to one man by the name of Dr. King. And when he approached that podium with 250,000 looking on, he eloquently expressed to them his dream. in an 8.5-minute speech given to those that were there that day. Now, we don't have time for the entire 8.5 minutes, but I want to read for you 2.5 minutes of the most potent parts of that speech. And I want to give it to you like Dr. King gave it to you in 1963. Thank you. But what I really want to ask you to do is I really want to ask you to listen to the words, to listen to the words that I have to say. Because those are words that we've heard from his speech many times, but have we ever really listened to the speech? Dr. King, here we go. I say to you today, my friends, that in spite of the difficulties and the frustration of the moment, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream today that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the hiding Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous peaks of California. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when you let freedom ring, when you let freedom ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, it will bring back that day when all God's children, black men and white men, Jew or Gentile, Protestant or Catholic, will be able to sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Dr. King. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And again, if you've not had a chance to read his works, please do. They're very, very inspirational. I want to share with you a little thing that I wrote in dedication to Dr. King. And it's something that you've actually heard before. Where is it? Okay, not there. You've actually heard this before. I did it at the first of the year when I did a rap. But what you don't know is this, is that I actually wrote it as just a real quick poem. I woke up one night, took me 20 minutes, Those of you, who writes poetry in here? Have you ever awakened in the middle of the night and something comes to you? Plenty of times, huh? You know what I'm going to give you for that? Next time you wake up, put your No Bully t-shirt on, okay? And so I woke up that night, and in 10 minutes, I had this thought. And what it's about welcoming you here today. It's about Dr. King and what he was trying to do. And so I want you to listen to this and listen to the words that I thought on that night when I woke up about Dr. King. And here we go. I welcome you here today. Please listen to these words that I must say. You see, the message that I'm trying to bring to you is not necessarily something you haven't heard a time or two. But what I hope you will each find is that we're the same kind. More alike than not, the same message Dr. King taught. You see, red, yellow, black, white, or brown in Granger High can be found. One love is where we need to be. Have no time for hate and bigotry. No discrimination in our land was the message strongly preached by this MLK man. Yes, he had a dream in '63. Nonviolence fed his dream for both you and me. In that dream, he tried to live. So sad his life he had to give. I mean, the man gave his life, left behind children and a wife. So the lesson we must learn today, hate and bigotry is not the way. It starts with respect in all we do, mixed with an ounce of tolerance or two. We must all take the time to celebrate humankind. For I'm no different than any of you. That's the message that must ring through. You see, it's united we must stand, walking together hand in hand. It's way past time to take down that fence and have a little more racial tolerance. And when we see racial diversity and how beautiful it really can be, I know for sure you all agree. So right now, sit back in your seat, and we're going to finish this Martin Luther King treat. Thank you.